Good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are in the world. This is Eastern Standard Time. It is about 4:30 on a Friday, late afternoon, early evening, and I'm speaking to you about, my name is Amy Elias, and I want to speak to you about the contemplation of where we are these days. This is a year ago where we were first going into the winter or the colder times than we were when the pandemic first began. When it first began, it was like, oh, summer's coming. We had something like amazing, exciting to look forward to. But now we're kind of like back into that darker time where the sun is lower in the sky and the leaves are turning. And it reminds us of closure, time of going inward, a time of reflection. So I want us to just think right now about three questions. What do I most deeply desire? Just give that a thought. What do I most deeply, deeply desire? And what value, second, what value does it hold for me? So what do I deeply value? What value does that hold for me? And what am I prepared to do about that? We're so lucky that we have the options of choice. There are things that we don't have control over, perhaps even beginning with the fact that we were living under the burden of this pandemic, which kind of made people either super happier because they could be home and closer and realize the value of family and friends and closeness and the non-hurrying. And some of us were very upset by it, and their businesses began to falter, and they didn't know what their day-to-day was going to be or be like. So it helped us learn by contrast what it is that we do most desire. And what do we value? What is the value of what we desire? What determines that for us? And when we say that, it's like, what value does that mean to me? Like, what does it mean to me if I just desire, like, I deeply desire to feel free, right? I deeply desire to be in relationship. I deeply desire to have choice. I deeply desire to earn living without having to go to a particular place. I want to feel, I deeply desire to feel relaxed and calm, very tranquil. So what value is that for me? To me, it's everything. It's like living my life in a more peaceful place, in a place that's tranquil. And I mentioned that word because it's like being a tranquilist. It's looking for tranquility no matter where you are, no matter how hard things are, no matter the challenges, the illnesses, the burdens, the diagnoses that people get by the challenges. It's real, whatever happens. But if we can find that little bit in that present moment of tranquil, that helps our whole nervous system, the state coherence of our brain, which helps us feel completely and utterly in sync and helps our brain and our mind and our health and well-being be better. Because when your brain is in a coherent state, the adrenal glands mean they're quieting down, which feeds into cortisol production and inflammation. So when that's all calm, your health is already uplifted. So when we think about what am I prepared to do about the value that I have for my deepest desires? So as I've just shared with you, my desires is like, I'm prepared to commit myself to an even better, deeper, more consistent practice of remembering who I am. I know some of you may be like, how could you forget who you are? It's more like, who am I and what am I doing in my life that creates value to me and creates value to others? I'm not the kind of person that's a data input person and that's going to satisfy me and then I go home and have another life. What I value is the equanimity between my day, my night, my thoughts, my feelings, my reality, my life, my work, my play is all commensurate. It's the same. It's not separate. There's not like lines between, well, this is my work hat, take it off. This is my play hat, take it off. That's not who I am. There are those who really like that. They prefer having direct boxes and categories for this time is to do this and this time is to do that, but that's not who I am. So I have to value that. That's a bright spot that I have that I could jump into what makes life for me. So by using these 3 contemplations, by taking some time to sit down, I want us just to come back and sit down and take a nice seat. I'm just going to take a little moment to come home to our heart. This courage, this place of courageousness, this liquor, the soul of who we are. Coming out of the feelings of the loss of routine, maybe stepping more into routine. Whatever that is for you is come home and come into yourself to release. This is a time to sit quietly and release all that holds us back. This is a time for us to shine a light and turn on a light of who we are. It's so easy to get caught up into the narrative, the conversation, the reality. Like, I don't want to deal with reality. That's true. I don't want to have to think about things that make me feel bad all day long. That's not living to me. Living is finding the beauty in the darkness. And the darkness illuminates where the light is. It's easy to find the light in the darkness and the darkness in the light. So when it's dark and it feels dreary and not so good, we can actually go and find something even better for ourselves. So when we are in community, when we are in a loving community where there are like-minded people, where you can have the symbiosis, like someone gets you and they get where you're coming from without having to change you or change your mind or change your thought about it, but there's a great sense of, yeah, I'm with you. I got you back. That's a real, what we call a kula. So it's being with ourselves and using the life that we have as a curriculum. What do we get to work with? We get to work with just who and the way that it is. Some people call it rolling with the currents of grace, which is true. Everything can be grace. Everything can be used for something to expand our consciousness and our experience on the planet. So let's use this time by sitting down, by keeping your hips slightly higher than your knees. So you can sit on a block with your legs in front crossed, or you can sit on a block, keeping your hips higher, where you straddle the block with your feet. So you're kind of sitting in a zigzag, like here's your head, here's your back, here's your knees, and there's the lower limb, and there's your feet. So sitting like that, lift yourself up and just see if you can release this burden that I know exhausts most of us, many of us. It's time to take a deep dive into that place of self-honor, self-esteem, self-love, and just sit down and revel in the gifts that you have and that you can embody in this mind space reality. Yes, these are unprecedented times, but these are not unprecedented moments where you're not invited to be the greatest, latest version of yourself. So as you sit here, just begin to let the hips settle down. Find that seat of honor, that place of royalty, that self-esteem place. But at the same time, a humility to all that. If you wish, you can take your hands to your heart and just begin to bow your head. So you're dropping your mind, dropping your ego-ish self to the heart, the place of courage. Finding the leader that lives within yourself, shining a light onto your own internal leadership, how you can lead yourself, especially when you feel like you're not a leader, when you feel so not able to tap in to who you really are. Those are the challenging moments when you've lost your sense of self-esteem, when you feel insecure, when you feel like you don't know where to go. And I know what that's like. We all have it at some point or another. Take that place and just use as an opportunity to have a beginner's mind to open up to all that is, as if you just got born and you're seeing life in a really completely new way. So just breathing into that space. And let's just pause. I like to call it pause, soften, listen, receive, where we really actually take a moment to just pause, the great pause. The pauses between the inhale and the exhale hold the inhale. They hug it. So you inhale. You pause, and that punctuates. And you exhale and you pause. Slow down and just see the details in the beauty of everything that you see. See the details in the big picture. See if you can notice the topography of the thoughts, the quiet. Every inhale and exhale is parenthesized with pauses. And you feel that inhale and kind of the exhale, parentheses around that, pauses. And just let that breath occur and the transition of the pause to the inhale, to the exhale. Noticing, perhaps you can take a nice full breath if you've noticed it. If you haven't, it's okay. Sometimes it can take me 20 minutes before I actually feel like I have a full and complete breath. It used to come so much easier to me. But these times have been challenging. And to hold the space for others who are also being challenged is a great honor, but it also does shift the perspective. So my work is to be more diligent, to create greater alignment to what I most value, and you too. So find this beautiful deepening within yourself. And as I go into this, when we have this great pause, it's like, call this like, just open up with the beginner's mind, open to all that is, open to all that we don't know, the latent potential of what can be. Open to the sky, to possibility. Open up to the vastness of all that is, without a name, doesn't have to have a name, to all possibilities, to this unbounded potential. That's your gift to you. Just by being, it's your birthright, but just being alive and living in a body. Not every day you look the best, not every day is great. I'm exhausted. I've been not feeling all that amazing of late. I had a bout of chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, but that's okay. I can like not show up or show up. So I'm going to show up because we all are in these phases of life at some point or another. Maybe we spend greater or longer times in each phase, but it's a cycle. And the gift is that we're afforded the ability, the technology of remembrance and forgetfulness. And I love that because it lets you remember what you forgot. And each time you remember the thing you forgot, it refines it ever more. So your life becomes so much more meaningful. So open up to the star-flecked blanket in the sky by inhaling all the way up and just open up. Find that blanket of stars shimmering and gleaming upon you. And then exhale, take your arms all the way down. Find that feeling of unlimited quality. So inhale, take the arms down, around and up. And then exhale. Take one more breath, keeping the exhale all the way out. The sky is like an ocean without the shore. So inhale all the way up. see that big ocean, but there's no shores, there's no boundaries, there's no banks of a river. It's just open, vast. And then exhale, take the hands to the heart. Bowing your head, just find that space, knowing that you are the gift that the universe seeks, and you are the gift that you're seeking. The universe seeks you. You are everything, all at the same time. Just take a breath, feel the breath in the back of the body, the back of the waistline, the back of the heart. Find that place of calmness, that place of remembering. What do you most value? What do you most deeply desire? And what are you going to do about it? And what value does it hold for you? This is great contemplation. So as you breathe here with the fullness of total dedication to yourself first, you can go inward to remember, so full like the moon, full moon so potent, so full to share, like a rain cloud filled with moisture, ready to just fill yourself up. Maybe you have some clouds filled with rain and you need to cry. You need to let it out. Suppose you have physical pain, that crying releases the pain. But just releasing all the fascia and the fascial folds and tears, T-I-E-R-S, the tears of the fascia, the layers. When you cry, you just release them all, pain dissipates. Maybe you're so full with so much love and some great, amazing, something's happening in your family and you're celebrating. Maybe the birth of a new baby. Maybe your child is getting married. Maybe the promise of a new job or a new love. Fully embrace the feeling of what does it feel like? Bless it. And just accept things as they are in the sky feeling. Just open up, releasing any expectation and just let it be as it is. Let it show itself just as it is. Make figure eights with your wrists, one direction and the other direction. And then inhale all the way up. And exhale, take your arms down and just tap into the sky energy of the innate beauty, the vastness, the topography of all that, an ocean without shores. What does that feel like? Have a beautiful evening. And here on the East Coast, Shabbat will be beginning soon. And we liken Shabbat to a new bride, ending one week, resting, and opening up to a new, vast, beautiful week on Sunday. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat. Shalom Shanti. Peace to you, to others, to you, the universe, and a prayer for an ease of well-being for all people throughout the world.